And with John H. Lilly, coach of the Independence Patriots. John, I knew you expected a really good game tonight. It was really more of the same. Are you surprised with the A's? I think you scored on your first 8 possessions of the night. You surprised by the final and the ease with which you won this game?
I am. I think they're a very good football team. I really do. And we scouted them pretty good, and we've been eyeballing them for the last couple of weeks from afar. And they do a lot of things that hurt us defensively, with the multiple motions and shifts and those type of things. And in the past, that's kind of hurt us some. But our kids were resilient, and they reacted very well defensively tonight. I'm really proud of our seniors. I think they really wanted to end their regular season home streak and go out of here with not being beaten 2 years. And I think they just put it all together tonight.
I don't want to shortchange. Obviously, the playoffs are the thing. You want to get to the postseason. You want to win. But Judah Price has this record. We've talked about it before. He's coming up on it. How bad do you want to see him get that? I mean, just for the kid, not necessarily putting that above what you want to obviously do, and that's get back to the state championship game. But how bad do you want to see that?
Well, I'm not a guy, and I've never been that guy to chase records. But I think if anybody knows the kid and knows how hard he works and how many people in that locker room respect him as a person, I think everybody wants to see him do it. And I think it'd be a heck of a feather in the cap of an offensive line to have the Kennedy Award winner last year and the Kurt Warner winner and a kid that breaks the state scoring record. So I think it's a team thing. I really don't look at it as a Judah thing, and I don't think he looks at it as a Judah thing. I think he looks at it as a team thing. And what kind of reward would that be for an offensive line to have? And it's the same guys that played last year, minus Michael Cheek, and to have those 2 accolades by their name. And they played some good teams. I mean, Bluefield's a good football team, man. And, if a lot of people played Bluefield's schedule, they probably have worse record than what they have. And, Nicholas County's a good football team. They're going to be in the playoffs, and they probably still got a shot at getting a home field.
They do.
And so, to do it against caliber teams and great coaches that we go against, I think it would be an honor for that to happen.
The passing game, big for you. And a lot of people know what Judah can do and what he has done, and that probably causes people to cheat up a little bit, maybe try to cut off that run a little bit. You had Cyrus Goodson for 2 touchdowns. I know he wanted a big game. He got a big game tonight on senior night. You got Tyler Linksweiler out there running wide open. And talk about the passing game and the maturation of Trey Bowers at this point as your quarterback.
Trey's worked really hard. I mean, in the offseason, people just, he's up here on the field, throwing all the time. And he took the challenge of moving from, he's an all-state wide receiver to come and play wide receiver. What an unselfish thing to do. I mean, for your team to give up an all-state wide receiver position and come lead our football team. And he's gotten better every week, and everybody who's followed us has seen his maturation. He really came out last week and threw the ball really well. He's got 2 good targets out there, and of course Link's got going tonight. And so I'm really proud of him because unselfishness is a character trait that you don't see these days in athletes.
Did you know last year you might be able to move him to quarterback? Was this something that everybody discusses the future a little bit at downtime? Did you know? How did it come about that you knew he was the guy for the job? I mean, this is something that was in the works for a while?
Yeah, it's been in the works. When he was in middle school, they put him a quarterback and let him run the ball. And, he adds another dimension to your offense. Anytime you got a quarterback that can run, you got another dimension. If you can throw just a little bit, if he can throw just a little bit and just enough to keep people from loading the box, it makes us better.
Did you talk to him about it early on?
Yeah.
Or did he come to you and say, Coach, I'd like to give this a shot?
No. It was my decision, and it's kind of been in the works. Logan was a great leader for us last year.
Great arm, too.
Yeah, great arm. I mean, he could throw 75 yards on a BB. And but this has been in the works. He knew it. He knew we was going to do it this time last year.
You're picking up, getting close to some school records here for scoring. Not only is Judah scoring a lot, but the team scoring a lot. Is this one of the offensive way it's going now? The best you've seen? You've coached, I mean?
It's right up there with it. I mean, they execute
Because
really
of that
well.
line too. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, this offensive line, people can say what they want to. They're pretty special, and we're pretty good size. I mean, we got two backups, one 6'7", and we got another one that moved in. He's like 6'4", so and they're only in 10th grade. So we're really proud of those guys.
who you starting now tackle to tackle?
Well, we got Withrow. And Isom at the tackles, and then we got Shiflett and Grimmett at the guards, and then Fish at center. And
So it's been the same one, same line all year.
And McKinney at sniffer, at sniffer tight end. So, he's a beast too. I mean, he's been there for 3 years.
Oh, I know you talk about the Patriot Glow, and I want to talk to you about a guy like McKinney, he's playing some different positions for you, kind of unsung. How much of this team is made up by unsung heroes? I'll throw the line in there too, because they probably don't get as much as they should. But how much are unsung heroes helping this team, both on both sides?
Yeah, I mean that's the strength of the team is you don't get them too often. I mean, this is 37 years for me. You don't get a group of kids like this that are good, but they're not selfish. I've had really good teams, but we've had some really selfish guys. But this bunch could care less. I mean, you've talked to them. Judah could care less. He was just as happy Cyrus got touchdowns this week, and they were really happy to see Lynx get out there and do some stuff because, once again, unsung hero, Tyler Linksweiler, unsung hero, Braxton McKinney, Shea Powell, Chandler Johnson, guys that just play their hearts out, practice really hard, show up every day, and really don't complain.
And do the job. I mean, I don't think you're 8-0 and number 3 in the state without every team that's up in the top 5 probably has some of those unsung heroes.
Exactly.
It just seems like you've got maybe more than teams usually have. You mentioned a guy like Shea Powell. Somebody probably hadn't had his name in the paper.
Oh, no, and he's had a great year. And, to see his development from 8th grade when he was ineligible to play to where he is now, and getting A's and B's in class. And, those are the things that I'm more proud of, is seeing these guys support each other and take care of each other. And, and hopefully we got coaches that model that. I mean, Coach Grog, Coach Cuthbert, Coach Cook, they're very humble coaches, and we all get along. And if you come up here, half the time the kids are like wondering if we're having a party in the coaching room because we're all in there hee-hawing around all the time. But, it's good being in a culture where everybody likes each other.
John, we talked about this last year and talked about it a little bit this year, but do you see these 5-minute quarters, these 2-minute quarters, 3-minute quarters, possibly hurting the team down the and maybe even the development moving forward, simply because you're not playing much of second half at all, so you can't really get the young guys in and get to them as much run as they should get, and you're not giving your guys full games as starters. Could this possibly be something? And it didn't last year.
That's where I was going to go with it. If we didn't go through it last year, then possibly, I would say yes, but I think hopefully we've morphed into that. I'm really worried, there's always obstacles, and you don't want to be that team that gets highly ranked and then, you get big on the high horse and then somebody knocks you off that you shouldn't knock you off, But hopefully tonight we could secure some home field, maybe 1 or 2 games at home, and I think we're a different team at home, and you've seen that. We're capable of winning away, but the fans and the people in the community that come out here is just a little bit different. They really support us.
Wyoming East next week. I'm sure you just want to get through that one and get that week off.
It's
been long.
Yeah, it's been a long season, and a lot of teams that do it and do it right. We start in June. So these guys, sometimes you got to drag them across the finish line. And last year I felt like I was dragging them across the finish line because when that weather turned like Monday and Tuesday, as cold as it was, it was brutal. And both teams got to play in it. And thank God the Board of Education got us turf. But I'm really proud of the kids. I mean, if you could just see everybody says they work hard, but these guys work hard.
All right, John, I appreciate it.
Thanks.